in this moment. Notice if your chest feels tight or open. If the breath is short or long. If the inhale or the exhale bears more weight in this moment. And then bring your awareness to your diaphragm, that muscle right below your ribs. And as you inhale, feel it expand downward. As you exhale, feel the body soften back and spread wide across the floor. Next inhale takes your awareness past your diaphragm all the way down into the bottoms of the feet and the tips of the toes. And as you exhale completely, sink into the support of the ground beneath you. Have a few more deep, long breaths just like that. Breathing the awareness down into the body. And as you soften back, feel the bones and joints stack. Connect to that blueprint for optimal alignment that the skeletal system provides. From the bottoms of the feet and the tips of the toes now. Inhale and pull your awareness up your legs, into your pelvis, your hips, your low back. Remembering that you can always make adjustments if you are experiencing discomfort. You can also use the breath. Inhale, deeply breathe into any areas that feel tight and sore and stuck. And as you exhale completely, allow some of that tension to leave your body with your breath. Next inhale draws your awareness up your torso, into your shoulders, your neck, and your face. Once again, just observing where in your upper body you're holding tension today. And using your breath to go there. As you inhale, gently open and expand. As you exhale, continue the conversation of consciously asking the body to soften, release, and let go. Lastly, bring your awareness into your mind. Notice where your thoughts are at. Notice the speed at which they move through you. Allow yourself to step back from identifying as your thoughts and begin to witness their passing through your mind like clouds through the sky, without getting attached or carried away, without judging yourself for what you're thinking about, but just beginning to notice habits and patterns in the way the mind turns. And in the way that you speak to yourself within your mind. And then bring your awareness back and anchor it fully on your breath. For just a couple more of those deep, long breaths. Inhale, breathe all the way down into the bottoms of the feet and the tips of the toes. And exhale, soften back, spread wide across the floor. Allow yourself to be supported and held by this practice, by its ritual, as we dig even deeper into our own and our collective darkness today. When you're ready, you can inhale and reach your arms up and overhead. Give yourself a big stretch from fingertips to tippy toes. Exhale here. Inhale, draw your knees into your chest. Maybe it feels good to rock gently from side to side. Make circles or figure eights with the knees to massage your lower back. When ready, roll onto the right side body. Press down with your palms to lift up. Come to a comfortable seated position. And check back in. Keep your eyes closed. Build your connection with the shape from the ground up. Looking for that same stacking of the bones and joints in the back body plane that brings a lightness into the body. Inner rotate the thighs and move the flesh of the buttocks out. And maybe if the pelvis tips back and it's hard to lift and lengthen through the crown, sit up on a blanket or a pillow. As you get the pelvis into a neutral position, both sits bones ground down. The tailbone roots down right between the sits bones, energetically going through the floor, grounding and connecting you to the earth. And from that action of pressing and grounding down with the foundation, we get the leverage to lift and lengthen through the crown of the head and the tips of the ears. Inhale, roll the shoulders up by the ears, and exhale, soften them back, down, and center of the shoulder blades into the back body. Slide the chin and jawbone back. Feel those bones and joints stack. So all week we've been going into the hips. The classes have been building upon each other to take us deeper and deeper into this part of our body that governs sexuality, emotions, and subconscious creativity. That is a place where we store our traumas and dramas. Today is May Day, so it is the middle of spring, moving us towards more and more light, towards summer. And it's also a day of workers' rights and collective solidarity. So as we're digging into the hips today, the question I invite you to explore is a question of what blocks are we holding collectively that make it difficult for us to trust, to care for, support, and be in solidarity with each other on a collective level. And I mean, I know that's a really, really big question, but there's always, of course, capitalism and the individual nature of it, and all of the stories about like just working hard and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps that are actually taken out of context and not true. And then there's like these deep-seated collective traumas at the very foundation of our country, our world, our society, there is slavery, there is genocide, there was a ton of rape associated with all of those things. And those are the deep, dark secrets that our country or our culture buries in the hips and doesn't want us to speak about. And we cannot heal the things that we are not willing to look at. And then a lot of our individual habits and patterns of being reactionary, for me, just like anger and stuff like that, are connected, deeply grounded and rooted in these generational traumas. So as we begin to do this work individually, it has ripple effects collectively. As we are in quarantine and we're stuck at home, we have more and more time to be in this practice, not just when we're on our mats, but a practice of contemplation, of going inward, of weeding out these things that are not serving us. And I really hope that it is a time of great healing for the collective that will lead to solidarity and meaningful change in our futures. We're going to continue to do the chant we've been doing all week. Hopefully y'all are learning it and feeling more and more comfortable with it. I had typed it into the screen and then I had technical difficulties and I had to like turn my computer off. So it's not there, but it's really simple. Calling on Kali, the goddess of destruction, Durga, the goddess of slaying demons, to help us destroy and slay these collective demons so that we can connect with Parvati and Ananda. Parvati is the goddess of fertility, beauty, spring, family, fulfillment, and Ananda means bliss. So we'll do the chant call and response. We'll do 3 times Om together. Call and response 3 times in the chant. I will let you know when it's your turn. With an inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. And exhale through the mouth with sound, release. Good, 2 more times like that. Inhale, stretch up past your skin and fingertips. And exhale. Good, 1 more time. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. Inhale to prepare for the sound of Om 3 times. once more on response. Pause for a moment. Allow those vibrations to resonate through the body. Observe where sound gets stuck and where the body constricts. All of these tools just to gather information about where our energy is stuck. We bring our awareness there and we ask questions. We open ourselves to receive the answers through our own bodies, through the earth, and through our collective awareness. We'll take a moment to connect more deeply to our breath, cultivating Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi means victorious, victory of the anxieties, the fears, the clinging and greediness of the small self, or victory over those things, excuse me, of the higher self. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose while tightening up the back of the throat, like you're fogging up a mirror. You can begin at your own pace. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Allow the breath to create a sound like waves crashing on the shore that will anchor your awareness throughout the practice so that we may witness what arises, abides, and dissolves. Breathing in and out through the nose is what we want to do generally in our yoga practice because it slows the breath down, which is calming for the nervous system. Tightening up through the back of the throat while we do it further constricts the air passageway, generating a heat in the body. Heat is another one of the tools that we use in this practice to clear out our energy channels so that we can connect more deeply to ourselves, each other, and the universe. You can continue this Ujjayi breath at your own pace throughout your whole practice today. When you're ready, with an inhale, gently open your eyes. We're going to take the soles of the feet together for a moment and press all 10 toes together. Press the knees away from each other as you press the feet together. Both sits bones ground down evenly, and from the base of the spine, lift straight up. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Expanding your awareness to be in all of these places at once. The feet pressing together, the arch opening, the knees spreading apart, the sits bones and tailbone grounding so we can lift and lengthen through the torso. With an exhale, extend your right leg to the right side. Toes flexed and active, pointing up. You can allow the big toe mound to soften here and that hip to open more deeply on the left side. Walk your fingertips out by your ankle. Left sit bone and outer hip acts as your anchor as you inhale and lift that left arm. Come up and overhead. Keep pressing through that outer left hip. Draw the abdomen back towards the spine. Turn your abdomen from the right to the left. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Remembering this shape, we are going to return to it, and we'll be standing on the right foot and reaching the right hand for the left foot when we do it. Have 1 more big breath. And with an inhale, rise back up to center. Soles of the feet together again. This time opening up through the top of the foot like a book. Keeping the pinky toes pressed together. Scoot in towards your heels any amount. As the pinky toes press together, the big toes and the knees draw apart. Sits bones ground to lift and lengthen through the crown of the head and the tips of the ears. Keeping your awareness in all of these actions at once. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Try not to fidget, as my teacher Heidi tells me constantly, and I'm just a very big fidgeter. That's my practice. Good. With an exhale, extend your left leg out. Toes flexed and active, pointing up on the left foot like you're standing on it, because that's where we're gonna go eventually. The right foot can soften a little bit so that that hip can fully open and ground down. Both sits bones, but especially the right sit bone, is your anchor as you walk your left fingertips out towards your left ankle. Inhale, lift the right arm up and over. Stretch both side bodies long. We don't want to let the frontal hip bones collapse down here. That's going to crunch your lower back. The frontal hip bones lift up, the abdomen draws towards your spine, and then we're turning it back to the right. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Remembering that we will be standing on this foot. The right hand will be grounded. The left hand will reach back for the right foot. Good. With an inhale, you can rise and make your way onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Ground your knees under your hips. As you inhale, drop the abdomen down, arch the back. Gaze up, tailbone lifts. As you exhale, press down and curl your spine to the ceiling. Draw your chin to the chest. Root your tailbone down. Continue at your own pace. Sync the motions of the body with the breath. Use your breath to deepen the motions of your body. Allow that synchronicity to bring you fully and completely into the present moment. And move in any way that feels good to you here. Maybe circling the hips in one direction. Maybe moving slowly and pausing when you feel something tight. Remembering that since we are online, it is of the utmost importance that you listen to your body. Find the edge of the shape. You can circle your hips in the other direction now. Find the edge of the shape so that you are stretching or working, but in a way that is sustainable over the long run of you having a daily yoga practice. So we're not ripping our legs out of the sockets today. And when you're ready, when you've done 3 to 5 hip circles in each direction, tuck your toes, lift your hips high, press back, downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal the feet, sway the hips, move in any way that feels good to you here to get your wiggles out. And then find stillness. Make sure that the outer edge of your feet are parallel with the outer edge of your mat. Feet grounded as wide as the hips. That will rotate the thigh bone into the hip socket all the way up the leg. As you inhale, lift and spread your fingers and toes. Lift your abdomen towards your spine and lift your hips high. As you exhale, press your thigh bones up and back to where the wall meets the ceiling. Feel that lengthen the lower back and let your head hang heavy. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Feeling how that length and space that we create in the lower back with the action of the thigh bones is reflected in the length and space in the neck. With an inhale, float forward into your plank pose and pause. Lift the thigh bones slightly, stick your booty out. Keep the thigh bones back like that. So we don't want the thigh bones hanging down here. We want to lift them and then root the tailbone down. Engaging the muscles in the legs to support the lower back. Inhale, lift the abdomen. Lift the back of the heart to meet the shoulder blades. And exhale, roll the shoulders down as you extend through the crown. One more big inhale. And exhale, lower the knees, the chest, and the chin. Pause here with your booty lifted and root the tailbone down. Feel the lower abdomen engage and keep that as you press the tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift the heart. Roll your shoulders back. Everything on the ground presses firmly down into the ground to lift the heart and crown. The lower abdomen is engaged and the tailbone roots towards the heels. Press your pinky toenail into the floor and feel the sacrum spread. Have one more big breath here. And exhale, seat to heels. Come into child's pose. Allow the weight and the energy of the hips to settle down towards the heels. Even if it doesn't touch, that's the grounding, the energetic action in the body. From that grounding of the lower body, which happens even when we turn upside down, we can inhale and breathe, lengthen space into the spine. Walk the fingertips forward. Exhale. Soften more deeply into your stretch. Next, inhale. Widen your left hip to the left. Lift your abdomen and walk the hands to the right. Place your abdomen down on your right thigh. Stretch both side bodies and sides of the neck long for 3 more deep, long breaths. Each inhale, breathe into the back body. Each exhale, soften and release more deeply. Inhale back to center. Exhale, pause. Inhale, widen your right hip to the right. Lift your abdomen. Walk the hands to the left. Place the abdomen on the left thigh. Be with your breath. Inhale and allow the chest to fill from the inside out. And as you exhale and soften more deeply, see what and where You can release and let go. Inhale back to center and exhale, rise. Inhale, rise, hands and knees, arch the back, gaze up. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips high. Press back, downward facing dog. Checking in with your shape from the foundation up. Hands and feet evenly grounded. Outer edge of your feet parallel with outer edge of your mat. Lift and spread your fingers and toes to initiate that drawing of the energy in and up from the floor to the core. As you exhale, thigh bones up and back to where the wall meets the ceiling. If your low back is tight and rounded, or if your knees hyperextend, play with a slight bend in the knees right over the ankles. And from the back of the knees, lift up. And from the back of the knees, press down, moving towards straightening the legs without compromising that openness and space in the lower back. 3 more deep, long breaths. And with an inhale, begin to walk the feet forward to meet your hands. Come into a standing forward bend at the front of your mat. Feel free to bend your knees. Let your abdomen come towards the thighs here so the head can hang heavy. Shake it out, yes and no. Grab opposite elbows and sway. Move in any way that feels good to release tension from the back, the shoulders, and the neck. Let it drain out through the crown of the head. Make space on the inside. With an inhale, return to center and exhale through the mouth with sound. Release the arms down. Next, inhale, begin to roll up. First, the pelvis spins around the femur bones. Vertebrae stack. Head and shoulders are the last things to rise. Good. So just taking a moment to get connected, solid, grounded, energetically through the hips and legs. So same thing, outer edge of your feet parallel with outer edge of your mat. Lift and spread your toes, stretch them out, ground them down. Feel how that lifts the arch of your foot and how it begins to engage the muscles in the front of the shins. We want to maintain all of that engagement all the time, forever and ever. Just kidding. But during our yoga practice. And then take your thigh bones back, this reoccurring action. Stick your booty out a little bit. Feel how it broadens through the sacrum. So all of these actions we do to create space within the low back and pelvis area, which is a place where we need that space so things can flow through us and be released. With the thigh bones back, broaden through the sacrum, then root the tailbone down. You can do this by drawing the center of the buttocks into the midline of the body, but keeping the thigh bones back so everything grounds. That action lengthens the sacrum. So we are creating just a ton of space in the lower back, which is something we all need. Press from the pelvis through the 4 corners of the feet. And from that grounding of the lower body, we get the leverage to lift the torso. It actually begins with the pelvic triangle, drawing from here, in and up. We're contained on the outside of the pelvis and spacious within. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, ground your palms, step or jump back to plank pose and find that same alignment. Thigh bones back, center of the buttocks into the midline. Keep that containment and that strength in the legs to support the lower back as you slowly lower the body. One line of energy. Press the tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back. Pinky toes ground. Center of the buttocks into the midline. Exhale, lift your hips high. Press back. Downward facing dog. Return to your breath. Good. With an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Come to stand. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Tadasana, mountain pose. The template for all our other shapes. Stack the bones and joints in the back body plane. Root the tailbone down and lift the torso. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, ground your palms, step or jump back to plank. Find the lift of the thigh bones and the rooting down of the tailbone. And keep that as you bend the elbows just 90 degrees. Press the tops of your feet down. Inhale, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, lift your hips. Press back. Downward facing dog. Return to your breath. Inhale, lift and spread the toes. Lift the abdomen and the hips high. Make that V shape with your body. As you exhale, thigh bones back. Heels settle towards the floor without compromising the space in the lower back. Let your head hang heavy. 3 more deep, long breaths. With an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Get length through your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Come to stand. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Good. Inhale, one more time. Arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen. Exhale, ground your palms, step or jump back to plank and lower. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Return to your breath. Feeling how that turning of the feet, outer edge of the feet parallel with outer edge of the mat, rotates the thigh bone into the hip socket. As you inhale from the back of your knees, lift up. As you exhale, press the thigh bones back. Let the heels hang heavy. 3 more deep, long breaths. And with an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Come to stand. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Good. Inhale, arms reach up. Drop your seat. Chair pose. Stick your booty out to get low. Draw the center of the buttocks into the midline to lift the pelvic triangle and lift the whole torso up. Have 3 breaths. And with an exhale, release, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen. Exhale, ground your palms, step or jump back to plank. Feeling free to come to downward facing dog or move through in vinyasa. Wherever you're working, keep your awareness anchored on your breath. Inhale your right leg high. Lift from the inner thigh in the center of the heel, falling over. Press your left thigh bone back. Cultivate that balance and evenness in your pelvis. One more big breath. And exhale, step the right foot through between the hands. Lower the right knee down. And inhale, rise. You can stay here, arms lifted up, or play with bending your back knee and grabbing onto it with both hands. Either way, stick your booty out behind you a little bit. Root your tailbone down towards your back knee. And then take the whole center of your buttocks forward. If your knee's bent, you're trying to take your foot with you. Opening up through the back hip flexor and stretching the quads. Inhale, lift the pelvic triangle in and up. Lift the heart. Maybe lean back a little bit. 3 more deep, long breaths. Good. With an exhale, release. Ground your palms, step back. Move through a vinyasa or come to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Lift from your inner thigh in the center of your heel. Press that right thigh bone back to create space in the lower back on the right side. One more big breath. Inhale the abdomen towards the spine. Exhale, step the left leg through. Lower the right knee down. Inhale, rise. Feeling free to stay here with the arms lifted or to play with bending the back knee. Whatever choice you make, stick your booty out a little bit. Root your tailbone down towards your knee, your back knee. And then take the whole center of the buttocks forward. Opening up through the hip flexor. If the knee's bent, you're taking a foot with you and you're stretching the quad. As the tailbone grounds, we get the leverage to lift the frontal hip bone away from the front thigh bone. Lift the heart and lean back for 3 breaths. And with an exhale, release. Ground your palms, step back. Move through a vinyasa or come to downward facing dog. Maybe you take a child's pose, honoring your body with the proper balance of effort and ease, of work and surrender. Wherever you are, 3 more deep, long breaths. What can you release? With an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, drop your seat, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, stand tall. Tadasana, mountain pose. Remember, we can do our chair pose with our feet together or our feet apart, but the knees bend over the ankles always. Inhale, arms reach up, drop your seat, chair pose. Thigh bones back, booty out to get low. Center of the buttocks into the midline to lift up. 3 breaths. And with that third exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, ground the palms, step or jump back to plank, come to down dog, or move through a vinyasa. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it through. This time, inhale, rise, warrior one at the top of your breath. The legs hug together. That's gonna draw the right hip back, inner rotating the left thigh as it draws the left hip forward. Tailbone roots down, center of the buttocks into the midline. Lift your pelvic triangle in and up. Lift those frontal hip bones away from the front thigh bone. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Bowing warrior. Keeping all of the actions in the legs the same. Breathe, lengthen space into your spine. Roll your shoulders back. Let your head hang heavy. One more big breath. And exhale, release, ground your palms, step back. Come to downward facing dog or move your body through a vinyasa. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step through. Inhale, rise. Warrior one at the top of your breath. Drawing your legs energetically towards each other. It's gonna bring that left hip back, right thigh bone back slightly and inner rotating. We want the hips to face forward as much as possible so the tailbone can root, pelvic triangle can lift, center of the buttocks can draw into the midline of the body. Interlace your hands behind your back, switching out the crossing of your fingers. Root down with the tailbone and lift the frontal hip bones. Exhale, fold forward, hinging down on the inside edge of your front leg. Keeping everything the same with the actions in the pelvis. Breathe, lengthen space into both side bodies. Draw your shoulders down your back as you draw the arms towards the front of the room. Let your head hang heavy. One more big breath. And exhale, release. Ground your palms, step back. Move through a vinyasa or come to downward facing dog or child's pose. Wherever you're working, anchor the awareness on the breath. Allow that ujjayi breath to steady the mind. And notice what emotions, sensations, memories, inspiration comes up in the background. We'll meet back in down dog if you're not already there. And with an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Get length through your spine and exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach up, drop the seat, chair pose. Exhale, stand tall, Tadasana, mountain pose. One more time. Inhale, arms reach up, drop your seat, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sticking your thigh bones back, rooting your tailbone down, 3 breaths. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward, lengthen. Exhale, ground your palms, step or jump back to plank and lower. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Inhale, your right leg high. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hips. Open up through your side body. And today we're practicing where we're going next. So you're lifting the knee out and up so much that the foot can come towards the groin. And you're in that same stretching shape we did at the beginning of class. Have one more breath. And exhale, extend the right leg out. Step it through between the hands. And inhale, rise, open all the way to the side for warrior two. Good. Front knee stacks over the front ankle. Back thigh bone back. Inner rotated slightly so both thigh bones press back. Your hips open fully in the side body plane. Have one more big breath here. And inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, widen the back hip back. Cut the front thigh bone back. Stretch your side bodies long. Come down into your triangle pose. So cutting that front thigh bone back lengthens the lower back on the right side. Hug the buttock into the midline of the body to lift the back hip up. We still don't want to let the groin press forward though. The thigh bone is back as the hip lifts up and back. One more big breath here. Left hand onto your left hip. Bend the right knee. Hop your back foot in. Scoot your fingertips out. Press down through your right big toe mound. Out through both heels as you rise into Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. You are welcome to stay right here or to lower the left hand to the mat. Bend that left foot into the groin and lift the left knee up. Reach your right hand inside your right leg to grab your left foot. Lift the knee up. 3 breaths. That same stretch we did at the beginning of class. And with an exhale, release. Open back up into half moon pose. Bend your standing leg. Land with that foot behind you. Left hand to the mat, step back. Move through a vinyasa or come to downward facing dog. Return to your breath. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Take the left knee to the side and up so that the foot can come in towards the groin. That same shape we were just in. Practicing it again. Have one more big breath. And extend the left leg. Step it through between the hands. Inhale, rise to warrior two. Stack your front knee over your front ankle. Back thigh bone is back in line with the knee and ankle of the back leg and inner rotated slightly. Then both thigh bones press back. Tailbone roots down right between the sits bones. Frontal hip bone lifts up. One more breath. Inhale, straighten your front leg. As you exhale, the back thigh bone is still back, and now it's widening from the inside out. Front thigh bone cutting back. Abdomen stays back, side bodies long, coming down into your triangle pose. And then just checking back in with these actions in the thigh bones. Often our butt sticks out and we get all jammed up in the front side. So that left thigh bone back towards the right thigh bone. Left buttock into the midline of the body. Starts to lift the right hip up. We're not pushing the groin forward though. We're keeping the right thigh bone back and lifting and rotating. One more big breath here. And then bring your right hand to your hip. Hop your back foot in. Scoot your fingertips out. The left big toe is your anchor as you inhale and rise. Straighten both legs. Ardha Chandrasana. Welcome to stay here or to lower the right hand to the mat. Bend the right foot into the groin. Lift that right knee up. Looking under the right arm, reaching inside the left leg for the right foot. When you grab it into the groin, the right knee can lift more. Have 3 more deep, long breaths. Standing thigh bone back in both versions of the pose. And then with an exhale, Open it back up into your half moon shape. Bend the left knee, land with the right foot behind you. Right hand to the mat, step back, move through a vinyasa, or come to downward dog or child's pose. Wherever you find yourself, return to the breath. Allow it to act as an anchor. Notice the habits and patterns in the way your mind turns when the practice gets challenging. And remembering the point is not to be able to do everything. The point is to constantly be introducing new possibilities into the body and the mind so that we have vision of where we're going next. And we develop the concept that it is a never-ending, ongoing practice and process. There's no getting there. It's never going to be perfect. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. With an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, drop your seat, arms reach up, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall. Tadasana. Good work. How's everyone doing? Good, okay. I'm gonna just restart the Instagram because that's what I always have to do now, if it will let me. How was that final shape in that series for you guys? Yeah. I'm like, how do I teach this? I keep trying to practice and I'm just like, blah, what am I saying? Okay. Here we go. We're going to shift our weight onto our left foot. Cross your right knee over your left. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, above the knee. And then you can choose to point or flex your foot. But you want it active to hold the ankle in line with the knee joint, which is a hinge joint, right? With that right ankle crossed over the left knee, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, stick your booty out and sit back. The ankle presses into the knee for stability. Thigh bones back to get low. Tailbone rooting down to lift up. You are welcome to stay right here or to exhale the hands to the heart and twist to the left. The right elbow coming outside the left foot. Press the hands together to roll the shoulders back. Maybe you want to extend the arms, grounding the right fingertips. Left arm up. Whatever variation you choose. 3 more deep, long breaths. Pressing out through the hands to roll the shoulders back. Pressing the foot into the arm if you're taking the twist. Good. Wherever you are, inhale back to center. And exhale, fold forward over your legs. Pausing here in this forward fold with the right ankle crossed over the left knee. Again, you're welcome to stay right here, playing with bending and straightening the leg, finding the edge of the stretch for yourself. Or we can play with an arm balance here. If you want to play with the arm balance, we are grounding the hands as wide as the shoulders, taking a slight bend in the elbows. That these left toes wrap around the right toes wrap around the left arm, and the right knee comes onto the right arm like crow pose. Leaning forward, shifting the weight from the legs into the arms. Draw in and up to lift the back leg. You want to keep rooting that right thigh bone down so you don't crunch the lower back. Maybe you can extend the left leg back. Wherever you're working, have 3 breaths. Even if you're not getting off the ground, you're getting stronger. When you are ready, we'll step back and meet in a 3-legged dog with that right knee high. And then we're swinging the right foot to ground, outer edge of the foot behind the left wrist for a pigeon cut pose. Good. Finding your shape here, you want to keep this foot active still. Moving the foot back towards the hip will make it somewhat more accessible. Bringing the shin parallel to the earth or to the front of the mat will deepen your stretch. Either way, we're hugging our legs together. The back thigh bone is inner rotating. This action lifts us up and out of it a little bit so we can get the hips to face forward. Tailbone roots down. Frontal hip bones lift up. With an exhale, fold more deeply into your legs. Be with your breath. If there's discomfort, like if there's unbearable discomfort in the body, back off of it. See what adjustments you can make to bring more ease and space and freedom. Remembering that it's like always the same kind of shit. Thigh bones back, tailbone rooted, frontal hip bones lifting up. Have one more deep, long breath. And with an inhale, rise. This time we're swinging the back leg, the left leg around to stack the ankles and the knees for Agni Sambhasana, fire log pose. If you're somewhere like this, it's perfectly wonderful to extend the bottom leg out. Toes flexed and active, pointing up. If you have both knees bent, the center of the ankle is over the center of the knee, and the feet can point or flex, but they are active. Ground your fingertips by your hips. Inhale, lift the abdomen. Exhale, keep your sits bones and your tailbone grounded as you fold forward, drawing the heart out past your legs. Allow your head to be in line with the spine as it relaxes, and have 10 breaths here as well. Use the breath to go into the places in the body that feel tight and sore and stuck. And as you exhale completely, what can you release? How is it connected to healing the collective? Once you've had 10 breaths, with an inhale, rise. And you're gonna pull that right foot in closer to your buttock and ground your left foot, knee facing up, right in front of you. We're gonna get a little wild here, but I'll try to talk you through it so that there's many different points to pause and practice. We're lifting this left leg and trying to place the knee as far up onto the left shoulder as we can. Left hand grounds back a little bit in front of and outside the left hip. Reach over the top of the left foot, grabbing the outside edge of the foot with the right hand. Stick your booty out a little bit behind you, and we're starting to straighten the left leg. Straightening the left leg as much as you can, finding the edge of the shape, being with the breath. If you're able to straighten your leg all the way, you're pressing that left thigh bone down, drawing your abdomen back, turning it back to the right and gazing up. Have 5 breaths. Sundial pose. Surya Yantrasana. Good. You can release. And we're gonna keep this left leg high up on the left shoulder. We're grounding the right hand outside the right hip. Cross the right ankle over the left and play with lifting up. First step is to just get your booty lifted off the ground. Then maybe you can straighten your legs. Maybe you can bend your elbows like Chaturanga Dandasana and pause here for a few breaths. If you're like, oh my God, this is so easy, I want more, release the right foot, slide it back through the hands, and extend it out behind you. Wherever you're working, 3 more breaths. Oh, I can't hold it. Amazing. We're coming back to seated. Ground your fingertips behind you. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your shins parallel to the earth. Maybe you lift your hands. Maybe you straighten your legs. Some version of boat pose, 5 breaths. With an exhale, you're crossing your legs, and we're working a lot on the lower abdomen. It's hard. I can't do this yet, but that's why I have to practice. So we're pressing down into the palms to lift up and slide the feet back. Come to your plank pose or down dog. Maybe you want to take a vinyasa. With an inhale, gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to meet your hands. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, come to stand. Exhale, release your arms by your sides. Tadasana. One more side. So shifting your weight to your right foot. Cross your left ankle above your right knee. Press the ankle and the knee together. Left foot is pointed or flexed, but it's active. And with an inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, stick your booty out. Ekapada Utkatasana, one-legged chair. Booty sticks out to get low. Tailbone roots down to lift up. If you did so on the other side, hands to the heart, twist to the right. Left elbow comes outside the right knee. Press the hands together to roll the shoulders back. Maybe extend the arms out and ground the left fingertips. The foot is pressing into the arm. The hands press together to roll the shoulders back. Wherever you're at, 3 more deep, long breaths. And if you're twisted, hands to the heart. Inhale it back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Moving towards straightening that right leg. Maybe you stay here, playing with that stretch in the outer left hip. Maybe you try the invert or the arm balance on the other side, and then you should try it on this side as well. So those left toes wrap around the upper right arm. The hands are as wide as the shoulders. The elbows bend to create a little shelf. The left knee comes onto the left upper arm. Gazing forward, your head is the counterweight to your pelvis. If you look down, you will crumble. Gaze out in front of you. Press that left thigh bone down into the left arm as you lift up. Maybe extending the right leg behind you. Wherever you're at, 3 breaths. And we'll meet back in downward dog. 3-legged dog, left leg lifted, knee bent, stack the hips. And then we're swinging that left foot to ground behind the right wrist for our pigeon prep pose. Keeping the outside edge of your left foot pressing firmly into the mat, whether it's back by your hip or forward by your wrist. Finding the proper balance for yourself, pull your legs towards each other. Inner rotate the back thigh. Hips face forward, tailbone grounded, frontal hip bones lifting, and fold forward. 10 breaths. If you ever experience sharp pain in the knees or hips or back, in this pose or any poses, back off, okay? We are working to open the body in an aligned and safe way. If you're not experiencing that, listen to your body and come out of it. Otherwise, find your edge and breathe. And with an inhale, rise. Swing your right leg around and stack the ankles and the knees for fire log pose, Agni Stambhasana. Again, if it's not really coming today, straighten your bottom leg, toe flexed and active, pointing up. The ankle stacks over the center of the top of the knee, either way. Keep your feet pointed or flexed, but active to protect the knee joint. Ground your fingertips by your hips. Inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Keeping the sits bones rounded as your anchor. If you are a flexible person, it's hard. That's where I really have to work. The heart draws out past the legs. Allow the head to relax in a way that keeps the neck in line with the spine. 10 breaths, deep into the hips. With an inhale, rise. Ground that right foot. Draw the left knee in closer to the buttocks. We are reaching the right arm under the right leg and trying to really get that the back of the right knee like all the way up onto the shoulder as much as possible. The hand is grounded outside and slightly in front of your hip. Reach the left hand over the top of the foot to grab the outside edge of the right foot. Stick your booty out behind you a little bit and begin to straighten the leg. The thigh bone is pressing down into the arm. The shoulder is rolling back into the leg. And you might just find that like you're almost straightening your leg and you gotta breathe. If the leg can straighten all the way, we're trying to hug it into the midline of the body to lift up. Abdomen back and turning back to the left, rolling the shoulders together on the back. 3 more deep, long breaths. Sundial pose. Good. And then we're releasing the hand, but keeping that leg hiked way up onto the right shoulder. Cross the left ankle over the right. Ground your left hand outside your hip and press down to lift up. Maybe you can move towards straightening your legs. Maybe you can bend your elbows to chaturanga. Maybe you want to slide that left foot through and back for Vinyasa 2. 3 breaths. Good. So wherever you are working, I hope you experienced some new possibilities in your body. And we are going to finish out because the whole thing is over. Come to lay down on your back. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock gently from side to side. Massage your lower back. With an exhale, drop the knees to the right. Spread your arms wide. Gaze over your left shoulder for a twist. Have a few deep, long breaths. Still rooting both thigh bones down, making space in the lower back. Breathe the crown of the head away from the pelvic bowl. As you exhale, soften more deeply into this process of wringing your body out, detoxing your organs, creating space for fresh blood to flow through when you unwind. With an inhale, bring your legs back to center. And exhale, take them up and over to the left side. Remembering to continue rooting the thigh bones down to lengthen the lower back. Inhale, breathe, lengthen space into your spine, and exhale, soften more deeply into the twist. Allowing this process of the twist to sink deep, to penetrate all layers and levels of your body, wringing out not just the organs, but the habits and patterns that aren't serving you, that aren't serving us collectively on all layers and levels of your being. Have one more big breath here. And with an inhale, return to center. Hug everything into the chest, or hug your knees into the chest and tighten up all the muscles in your whole body. Tighten up the muscles in your feet, in your legs, in your abdomen, in your arms, in your face. Draw the nose to the knee with an inhale. Squeeze as tight into a little ball as you possibly can. And exhale, release. Coming into Shavasana. If you have a chair or the couch present and you want to place your calves up on it, that is my absolute favorite. You're also welcome to extend the legs just out along the floor. Or if your low back is sensitive there, knees bent, feet wide, knees fall together. Wherever you find yourself, return your awareness to your breath. Allow the breath to be so deep and so long that it touches down into the bottoms of your feet and the tips of your toes. And as you exhale completely, soften into the support of the ground beneath you. Allow any residual tension, anxiety, criticalness to leave your body with your breath through your fingertips. So through this practice, we are cleared out energetically, releasing conditioning and programming that keeps us small and scared, connecting to that universal consciousness that initiates the growth and evolution of all things. Take this moment to savor whatever insights you've received, whatever bullshit you were able to release from the body or mind through your practice today. And begin to deepen your inhales. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Gently sway your head. With an inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Give yourself a big stretch from fingertips to tippy toes. Exhale here. Inhale, draw your knees into your chest. And exhale, roll to your right side body. Pause in fetal position. Move slowly as you press down with the palms to lift up. Come to a comfortable seated position. Take a moment to check back in. Notice the quality of the breath, the tension in your body, and the speed of the thoughts through your mind after your practice. And then bring your awareness back and anchor it fully on your breath. We will seal our collective efforts with a single Om. Inhale deeply. Bring your hands to your heart and bow your head in gratitude for the lineage of this practice, for the awareness of the work that happens in the mud that enables the lotus flower to grow. Thank you guys so much for being here in person.
You're just telling them to thank you for your class.
Namaste.
Like, bow your head for me and my.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you guys. How are you feeling?
Wonderful. Thank
Great.
you.
Awesome.
Nima's not here because it's the harder class.
Those last,
Hi.
like two poses, you know, like the really difficult ones.
Yeah.
Those are so difficult.
I know, but they're fun too. I hope you had fun trying them.
Oh yeah. Also, they're just very inspiring.
Yeah.
Like,
We
yeah,
did that kind of today.
yeah, amazing.
I know, I'm trying to really like make it build throughout the week. So you can also like feel your body gets stronger and also like add on trying new things.
Mm-hmm.
I never want quarantine to end personally. I'm gonna be so sad when I have to like leave my house. Have a great day, y'all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, y'all
Yeah,
too.
you too. Thank
Bye.
you. Nice to meet you, Stephen.
Good to meet
Peace.
Bye, Fookers.
Bye.